Ladies, I want you to pay a very close attention to the secrets I am about to spill in this video. Because what I'm about to say is not surface-level dating advice. This is not about catching a cheater. It's not about shaming men. And it's definitely not about policing someone's past. This is about pattern recognition. Because 99% of women don't waste their precious time on irresponsible men by accident. They lose time, they lose energy, they lose emotional safety because they fail to misread body language. And by the time the truth finally clicks, you're already attached, already emotionally invested, already asking yourself questions like, why did he act invested but never commit? So, here's the uncomfortable truth most women aren't told. Men don't reveal who they are through their phones. Not through their Instagram following, not through how charming they are on dates. They reveal themselves through repeated body language and phrases. Certain phrases don't come from innocence. No, they come from overexposure, from emotional overstimulation, from bonding and detaching so many times that intimacy stopped feeling special. And today, yes, today, I'm gonna walk you through those phrases. Not all at once, not rushed, but carefully, because each one tells you something very specific about how men bond, avoid, and exit. So, let's begin at the root. There is nothing wrong with a man having exposure. Exposure does not equal damage. But there is a problem when exposure turns into emotional numbness. When a man has slept with too many women without emotional boundaries, it creates predictable psychological side effects: detachment, comparison addiction, dopamine burnout, avoidance of vulnerability, confusing confidence with control, and treating women like chapters instead of partners. These men aren't evil. No, they're overstimulated. And overstimulated men, they talk differently. Their words don't come from curiosity, they come from defense. So, let's decode them. Phrase number 1. I'm not really the relationship type. Pause. This line sounds honest, even refreshing. But listen closely. A man who says this casually, without pain, without reflection, without accountability, is not saying he dislikes relationships. He's saying, I've been in many short-term bonds that required nothing from me, and I prefer it that way. This is a man who has associated commitment with loss of freedom, not growth. He doesn't avoid relationships. No, he avoids responsibility. Because responsibility requires emotional presence, and emotional presence, that's a muscle he stopped training a long time ago. This line is not vulnerability. It's a warning label. Phrase number 2. Let's not put a label on this. Translation: I want access without accountability. Men who have slept with too many women become exceptionally skilled at floating in ambiguity. Why? Because labels create structure. Structure creates expectations. Expectations expose inconsistency. And inconsistency is the one thing these men can't hide forever. So instead, they create something that feels like a relationship, but collapses the moment clarity is requested. If every time you ask, what are we, he suddenly talks about timing, healing, vibes, or growth, you're not dealing with confusion, you're dealing with avoidance. Phrase number 3. You're not like the other girls I've been with. And this is where many women melt. Please, don't, no, don't. This line tells you two things immediately. He has been with many women. He is already comparing you. And comparison is the enemy of intimacy. This line is not a compliment. It's emotional positioning. It makes you feel special too early, so your boundaries soften too fast. Once you invest more, he invests less. Men who use this line fluently didn't invent it on the spot. They rehearsed it. Phrase number 4. I get bored easily. This one is brutally honest, if you know how to hear it. A man who says this is not bored. He is overstimulated. His dopamine system has been flooded by novelty, new faces, new bodies, new validation. So normal intimacy now feels dull. This is not something you can fix with effort or sex or patience. This is a man whose nervous system is addicted to frolicking with new women, not depth, and depth feels threatening to him. Phrase number 5. I don't really get attached. This is not strength. No, this is emotional burnout. Healthy men attach when it's safe and align mutually. They don't brag about emotional detachment. A man who announces this is telling you, I've disconnected from my own emotional capacity. This isn't self-awareness, it's resignation. Phrase number 6. Let's not move too fast. Context matters. If he says this early, calmly, and consistently, fine. But if he says this after intense chemistry, deep talks, emotional closeness, and physical intimacy, that's not pacing. That's panic. Men who have slept with too many women know exactly when attachment begins, and the moment it does, they retreat. Yeah, they retreat. Phrase number 7. I don't like drama. This one sounds mature, but listen carefully. To emotionally numb men, normal emotional needs feel like chaos. Clarity feels like pressure. Consistency feels like control. And standards feel like drama. He doesn't avoid drama. He avoids accountability. Phrase number 8. We don't need to define anything to enjoy it. Only 2 types of men say this: emotionally unavailable and proud, emotionally exhausted and afraid. Both have slept with too many women. Both use this phrase as a shield. Why? Because if nothing is defined, then nothing can be demanded. And that ambiguity, it's not freedom, it's protection. Phrase number 9. I don't believe in titles. Everything in his life has a title. His job, his phone contacts, his playlists. Only you don't. This is not philosophy. No, this is emotional ambiguity by design. Now that you understand how language exposes emotional overexposure, we need to go deeper. Because the most dangerous phrases don't sound detached. They sound thoughtful. They sound self-aware. They even sound kind. And that's where many intelligent women get trapped. So, let's continue. Phrase number 11. I'm not ready for anything serious. Ladies, listen carefully. Men always know when they're ready. This line does not mean I need time. It means I can enjoy a good time with you on bed, but I am not emotionally available for you. Or worse, I no longer have the emotional capacity to love properly. Men who've burned themselves out emotionally don't say this because they're honest. They say it because they're protecting the little emotional energy they have left. Phrase number 12. Let's just have fun and see where it goes. This is not spontaneity. No. This is stalling. Men who say this are postponing a decision, step up or step out. And men who slept around too much hate both options because choosing creates emotional friction, so they float. Let's see where it goes usually means it's not going anywhere, but don't make me say that. Phrase number 13. I'm not used to women wanting more from me. This line is subtle manipulation. He is very used to women wanting more. He's just not used to giving more. This line quietly shifts the dynamic. You feel demanding. He feels innocent. But what's really happening is this. You're introducing depth into a man who trained himself to survive on surface-level bonds, and depth exposes him. Phrase number 14. I usually disappoint people in these situations. This one. Yeah, this one. This sounds humble, even protective. It's neither. This is escape wrapped in poetry. When a man says this, what he's really saying is, I don't want to become better. Men who slept with too many women often reach a point where they believe, I disappoint people. I ruin good women. I'm not built for depth. So instead of healing, they opt out. This phrase is not selflessness, it's resignation. Now, here's the core truth most dating advice avoids. Men who have slept with too many women don't struggle with attraction, they struggle with emotional continuity. Their nervous system is trained to bond, detach, repeat. Over time, attachment feels dangerous, consistency feels heavy, emotional depth feels like work instead of reward. So they use language to manage proximity without responsibility, and women misread that language as honesty, maturity, or emotional depth. So, this is how to respond without fixing him. And this is crucial. The goal is not to confront, not to argue, not to educate him. The goal is to observe patterns, because words alone don't disqualify a man. Consistency does. A healthy man speaks clearly, backs words with behavior, doesn't fear structure, doesn't collapse under emotional presence. An emotionally overused man talks beautifully, avoids definition, delays decisions, disappears when depth arrives. Your power is not in changing him. It's in believing what he's telling you the first time. And here's the hardest truth, and listen carefully. A man who has slept with too many women is not incapable of love, but he is often incapable of loving you the way you need without years of intentional healing. And love is not supposed to feel like decoding riddles. It's supposed to feel safe, grounded, clear. If you constantly have to ask, where is this going? What does he feel? Why does this feel unfinished? Your body already knows the answer. Take note, this video is not about judging men. It's about protecting women from emotional erosion, from investing years into someone who is only interested in using them to warm his bed, but not willing to commit to a lifetime. You are not asking for too much. You are not impatient. You are just asking the wrong man. And now you know how to hear him clearly. If this video exposed something you felt but couldn't explain, please kindly let me know in the comments and tell me which phrase hit the hardest. Your comment might be the clarity another woman needs tonight. This is Love Breed, and around here, in everything we do, we let love breed. We'll see you in our next video.